Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, ladies.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Well, welcome. We're so excited that you're joining us tonight. In Mary Kay, we believe that women do not need makeup or great skincare to be beautiful. In fact, we believe women are beautiful and valuable with or without it. We use our products to enhance a woman's beauty and confidence that she already has and to help her shine more beautifully. We believe in community and connectedness and that women are better together. And there is such a rise in loneliness, anxiety, and depression. So we want to create a space where women can come together to celebrate one another and their unique beauty. So welcome to Peek into Pink. Tonight, you're going to hear stories from 5 different women about their lives before Mary Kay, the reason they almost did not join Mary Kay, and what they found for themselves since becoming a part of Mary Kay. So warm up those fingers and drop in the chat box what is your current career, and that includes those of you that might be domestic engineers too. I'm asking you tonight to sit in a space of possibility, and let me share exactly what that means. I know that you could not be tonight in the least bit interested in this business opportunity, all the way over to slightly curious with everything else in between. And sitting in a space of possibility means that you will play full out on asking questions in the chat box tonight as if you're ready to start a Mary Kay business. Our friend Sally Ralph, thank you, Sally, we love you, will be answering your questions tonight and also throughout our time together. Let us know in the chat box which speaker that you connect with tonight.
One woman changed things for the better. Mary Kay Ash's emotional playbook was full of power moves. She knew how to turn rejection into an opportunity, lack of options into a world of possibilities, and setbacks into plans for getting ahead. Never one to shy away from obstacles, Mary Kay Ash faced rejection head-on. When she was turned down for a business loan, she took her life savings and invested in her dream company. When she suddenly lost her husband, she gathered her inner strength and moved forward with building her business. She lifted women up and put them in charge of their own future. She championed the idea that thinking like a woman was a business asset. And she empowered women to take their seats at the business table. Mary Kay Ash always said courage has genius, magic, and power in it. And she proved it as one woman who could and did follow her dreams.
The year is 1992, and I'm a single mom with 2 little girls that were 5 and 8 years old. I was working as a purchasing agent at an ambulance manufacturer. I liked my job. I had a little bit of flexibility, and yet I was wanting more out of my job and my life. Can you relate to that? I'd been using Mary Kay products for over 10 years at that time, and I loved what it had done for my skin. I called my beauty consultant to come over that day to show me how to use some of the products that I had acquired 8 months earlier. I must have really needed to connect with someone that day. An article had been in our small town newspaper about how she had earned a ring and walked across the stage before thousands of women in Dallas. And I'm a curious person, and so I started asking her questions about her ring and the trip. And the next thing you know, she asked me to listen to a videotape about some company information. Yeah, I know it's a long time ago, a videotape. I still remember today that it was dinner time, and yet I could not wait to see what the video had to say. I found myself being skeptical about the information shared, and yet I agreed to attend a guest event with her. So 2 things almost kept me from joining Mary Kay. One, I was very skeptical that you could truly make money, and they surely were making some of what they told me up. And number 2, I thought that there were way too many beauty consultants in my small town with no room for another person. I obviously made that decision to join, and it was the most courageous thing I had done up to that date. You see, I soon discovered that when you followed what the mentors had to teach, something that was shared in the video about personal growth, by learning from others who had gone before you, that you could really make some extra money. I shudder today to think of the experiences that I would have missed out on had I not had the courage to say yes. I said yes to financial opportunities, to travel. I said yes to friendship. I said yes to leadership. I said yes to driving free for 25 years. I said yes to prizes. I said yes to being my own boss. And I said yes to all the growth in my confidence and my self esteem along the way. So I must ask you, are you connecting with me? Do you want to come along?
What she really understood from all of her experience as a single mom trying to make it through this world on her own was that the opportunity that women needed, it needed to be flexible. It needed to have unlimited upside potential, no ceilings or caps on their success. She really, truly believed with all her heart that every single person had greatness inside of them if you just gave them the opportunity to unleash it. One of the things that was very important to Mary Kay and really helped shape our culture, as you know, is this idea of pretending everyone has a sign around their neck that says "Make me feel important," and nobody was better at that than Mary Kay. I mean, just imagine if she were here today, what a great blogger she would be. I mean, she'd have millions and millions of followers inside Mary Kay and outside of it. I think she'd be killing it on social media. Well, as we celebrate Mary Kay's 100th birthday and launch this new campaign that's centered around the idea that one woman can uh, do anything, I think it's a great way to honor her. So I'm sure that whether it was the very first beauty consultant that ever joined the company or the woman that just joined the company today, if Mary Kay were here, she would wholeheartedly believe that that person could do anything they wanted to do with this opportunity. Um, she absolutely believed that one woman could do anything. Obviously, this great company wouldn't be where it is today without our incredible, loyal, dedicated Mary Kay employees and our incredible, loyal, dedicated independent sales force. You know, anytime we hit a milestone like this, it's important to just remember to thank the people that make it possible. And so, thank you. Yeah, if my grandmother were here for her 100th birthday, it would be awesome to just be able to go to her and hold her hand and just say, you know, we're still doing it. Your dream is living on.
Look at that. I'm starting out muted. Hey, it's great. Good evening. My name is Allison Vershaw. I'm located in Morton, Illinois. And you know what? This is actually my second time in Mary Kay. I joined the first time as a newlywed, looking for a side hustle to earn 50% off my products and some girlfriend time and some shopping with some extra money that he didn't have to know about, right? So it was a win-win. And at that time, I was the director of administrative services for a physical therapy company. But little did I know that my position would eventually be eliminated. But guess what? My Mary Kay business was still going. And then I landed a job back in my hometown as the event planner for our local chamber. And I began this job when I was 2 months pregnant, with my largest event falling 3 weeks after I was due. An event that draws nearly 80,000 people over 4 days. But don't worry, I was back at work coordinating and overseeing this event 3 weeks after a C-section. Why? Because it was expected. But you know what? My Mary Kay business was still going. Fast forward 2 years and my life changed directions yet again. My family of 3 was becoming a family of 1.5. I was getting divorced and would only have my daughter 50% of the time. I switched careers again and landed an office manager position overseeing 1, sometimes 2, dermatology med spa clinics here in Central Illinois. However, my Mary Kay business had to stop because it was deemed a conflict of interest. I was a single mom of a 2-year-old working 45 to 50 hours a week, exhausted and cranky. that hefty paycheck, and what I consider job security, though I learned there is no such thing as corporate job security. So is that more important, or is time with my daughter more important? Those were the only two options I could see. And I knew in my heart, my desire to be the mom of all moms, for the freedom and flexibility to spend more time with my daughter without being told when I can and can't take a vacation, when I can be at her school functions, take off for a gymnastics competition, spend time at the pool in the summer. I mean, hello, who doesn't want a tan? And all of the things. So 12 hours after being informed I made too much money, I would no longer qualify for a raise, I gave my notice. Nope, sure didn't have a corporate job to go to. Instead, I trusted God would guide my steps. And at that point, I knew I had so much more to offer and was better than what I was treated, and I was deserving of so much more. So within 1 year, I relaunched my Mary Kay career. Ladies, over these last 4 years, I've had the most amazing clients to share life with. We sit around a table, or now, thanks to COVID, virtually, during a pampering session, sharing stories, laughing a lot, a few tears, and at the end of every single appointment, we all leave feeling blessed, empowered, motivated, and beautiful, inside and out. I get excited when they text that they're engaged, find out that they're pregnant, and even when something great happens with their children. But you know what? My heart also breaks when the news isn't so good. It's like 100 of extended family members. Now, I've got groups of women about skincare and color, and then I go into their next generation, their daughters. And I've been able to be the mom I've always dreamt. Time goes twice as fast when you only have your child half the time. I enjoy tremendously the ability to set my schedule around her schedule so that I don't have to miss something she's doing, that I can set my own income and I can give myself a raise. And yes, I can give myself a promotion. I don't have to wonder if I'm good enough. And I can work this job from my studio here at my home, from the beach, from the pool, from a gymnastics meet, or even a football game. Anywhere there are faces, and trust me, there are faces everywhere, right? And I have the internet, and my Mary Kay business is better than ever. I have the most amazing friends in this business. Several of them are on this call tonight with us. We are all setting our own goals and cheering each other on. There is no competition, as this is my business to run. And this is your business to run, and her business to run. My goals and dreams are different than your goals and dreams, and that's great. My personal and spiritual growth has been incredible on this journey. Mary Kay's philosophy is God first, family second, and career third. And legit, we stand by that every single day. Ladies, we only get 86,400 seconds a day. So if God allows you to open your eyes, you still have a mission to complete. You want to come along?
I did it too, Allison. I was muted. Good evening, ladies. My Mary Kay journey started 8 years ago. This month, actually, it's my anniversary month. Yay! A little different than Allison's and Becky's. My journey actually started with my sister. And actually, even a step back from that, Stacy. Stacy was recommended to do wedding makeup for my sister's wedding. So that's the first time we got introduced to the Mary Kay product. And a couple months later, Stacy talked with my sister about this company and sharing the information that we're sharing with you tonight. And my sister joined. My sister then asked me to listen to information kind of like you're doing tonight. A little bit different though, because I remember being on speakerphone with Becky, sitting in my spare bedroom on the floor with my sister. And I remember it being like an hour-long conversation because of all of the questions I had. I thought it sounded like fun. I think I had a little bit of fear of being left out, maybe, because it sounded like so much fun. At that time, my sister asked me to attend a weekly meeting that we went to before we all became virtual with COVID. And I will tell you, I'm not a very decisive person, apparently, because I had to attend 3 meetings before I decided to join this company. And I'll tell you why. But you want to know the fun part? I decided to join when they told us about the fun career conference coming up that we all would get to go to on an overnight trip with all the girls. And to me, that sounded amazing. So I signed up that night. But at the time, my husband and I, we had an 18-month-old daughter. and my husband farmed or worked full-time for a farmer, and I was a full-time nurse. At the time, I was working in a newer clinic that had only been open for about a year, and I was working as the only nurse with 2 doctors because the other nurse was on maternity leave. So talk about crazy, hectic day life. And then I had an 18-month-old at home, and my husband worked really long hours and wasn't home a lot of the time. So my biggest concern was, where was I going to find the time? I was too busy. At least I thought I was then. Nothing compared to now. But I sat down with my husband, and after attending a couple of these meetings and learning a little bit more about the business, I thought it sounded like fun. I wanted some girl time. I wanted some time out of the house. I spent a lot of my time, I worked and I was with my daughter, and I didn't take a lot of girl time. I didn't leave her a whole lot. And I needed some time out of the house with some friends and some girls. And I love it. This business has brought me friendships that you don't find most places. It brings me positivity. I will tell you, being a nurse, this past year has tested a lot of people. It's added a lot of extra stress. And being on these Tuesday night calls with all of you is my stress relief. I enjoy this. I get excited and I look forward to it because I have so much fun. The other thing that this business has brought me is flexibility. This business has allowed me to step down from my full-time position and work part-time, only 3 days a week. That has allowed me to be home with my kids, as they've been on a hybrid school schedule since August. But working full-time, I don't know how I would have managed it. And I don't know how a lot of other parents do. But it has given me the flexibility to be home. That gives me extra time home with them in the summer, to go to the pool, like Allison said. And just to be able to enjoy that time. Our kids grow up so fast, and I enjoy having that extra time. And that was one of the things I wanted out of this business, was the lifestyle that it could give my family. And it's giving me more time. I feel like it gives me more time with them. So as crazy busy as life is, it's brought so many good things. So do you want to come along?
One woman led, lived, and thrived by remaining true to her character. Mary Kay Ash believed that success and ethics could coexist, that the right value could carry you all the way to the top, and that the golden rule is the most important rule for building an environment of mutual respect. She remained faithful to the life lessons that shaped her as a person, built a culture of caring that made her business stand out from all the rest, and taught others the importance of taking the moral high road. As she often told others, never, absolutely never compromise your principles. And because she didn't, Mary Kay Ash became recognized as one of the world's greatest entrepreneurs. Her unwavering integrity made her one woman whose steadfast values have inspired millions of others and have stood the test of time all around the world.
Hello, good evening. Okay, so I began my Mary Kay career on my 18th birthday. Joining Mary Kay was something I always wanted to do because it was my mom's full-time job. You heard earlier this evening that Becky began her business when her girls were 8 and 5. Well, I was the 8-year-old. Growing up, I got to watch the Mary Kay business work from a unique vantage point. I got to see my mom start her business, then be able to walk away from her full-time job to start Mary Kay as her full-time career, which allowed me to watch my mom work. Being able to actually see your parent go to work every day is not something that a lot of kids get to physically see. Watching her work taught us how to set goals, how to reach those goals, how to miss some goals, but then dust yourself off and reset those goals. I got to watch as a group of women cheered each other on. They got to celebrate victories and win amazing prizes, plus be there for each other when they needed comfort. So on the day when I could sign up to be a Mary Kay beauty consultant, I was all in. I love to tell you that it's been an easy Mary Kay journey since then, but it hasn't exactly been that. It's been work, fun work, and a bit of a roller coaster ride. My birthday is in March, so I technically still in high school when I started Mary Kay. And my first problem when starting my Mary Kay business was quickly realized. I didn't know a lot of people that weren't already using Mary Kay. You see, when you start your Mary Kay business, you'll start with your friends and family. You'll introduce them to the products you already love. They try them, they love them, and boom, you have customers. Well, that's not how it went for me. I had to find a way to introduce myself to customers who weren't already my mom's customers. And the other roadblock that I had was all in my head. I had started thinking, well, what if people didn't think I knew what I was talking about? After all, I was only 18. I didn't have a lot of wrinkles or blemishes to really have to deal with. So who was going to listen to me about anti-aging Mary Kay products? But what I found is there is a ton of training that you will get as a brand new beauty consultant. When I started, it was all in a book that I read, but now it's all virtual. Learn at your own speed training, and it's fantastic. So after overcoming those obstacles with some training and support from my director mom, I worked the summer right up to the point that I went to college, and my Mary Kay business was good. When I left for college, I had every intention of working just as hard as I had up to that point in Mary Kay. But then with everything college had to offer, I decided to use my Mary Kay business at college to meet people and just make enough money to pay for my own Mary Kay products at a discounted rate, and then take the rest of that money to have some fun, college fun. At this point, the no quotas part of my Mary Kay was working for me because I wasn't working my business at all, but I was still a consultant. So after college, I moved to a small town and once again got to use my business to meet people, have some fun, provide some money for my new little family. Because soon after I graduated from college, we had our firstborn child, Jordan. So at this point, I was working my Mary Kay business part-time, had a full-time job, had a husband that owned a brand new construction company working crazy long hours. And then 2 more children came along, Brooklyn and Cameron. After I decided to get a little more serious with Mary Kay after that, I did a little math, which it's not really my strong suit, but I realized that what we were paying in daycare and what I was bringing home in my full-time job was not adding up. So I decided to put a little bit more effort into my Mary Kay business and was quickly able to replace my full-time income. And I was able to be home with my kids. That was 7 years ago now, and I haven't looked back, which was great because we added 1 more child to our lives, our little boy Drake. I've learned a lot about myself because of this business. I've learned how to become a leader. I've learned how to manage finances. I've learned how to believe in myself, how to have confidence and determination. I've met some of the most amazing girlfriends and have gotten to go on some of the best girl trips like Chantel was talking about because of Mary Kay. I truly don't know what my life would look like without this business being introduced to my mom all those years ago. So I ask you, you want to come along?
So in 1984, I was walking around at an MEA convention, which stands for Minnesota Education Association meeting. And I was signing up for everything that was free because that's what you do when you're a teacher. The one booth I stopped at was Mary Kay. I was somewhat familiar with Mary Kay, and the gal behind the booth asked what I was looking for. And I said, a job. I had grown up in a 4th-generation family pharmacy, so beauty companies that typically rang the doorbell at the time were not something that I ever saw come to our house. So when the woman contacted me and invited me to a complimentary facial, I agreed. However, I was not sure what was going to happen. I pictured myself lying on a table with my head wrapped in a towel and she doing all the work. But what I found out was quite different. It was teaching based. And while I was a teacher that had graduated with 3 degrees and currently didn't have a full-time job, what I did have, however, were 4 jobs: waitressing, training gymnasts, working with kids with disabilities and training them for the Special Olympics, and beginning a job in pharmaceutical sales. What almost held me back, though, the thought that we sold skincare and cosmetics and glamour at our family drugstore, and what would my family think? And where was I going to find the time with 4 jobs and the people? I currently knew 3 people in the town that I was living in at the time. I also knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur growing up, watching my father. I did not see, however, it in the form of a lipstick. I had learned so many lessons growing up from my father about people, business, acts of service, and I knew it was going to take grit, fortitude, focus, commitment, courage, willingness, and a great attitude, and most of all, faith. But I wanted to be able to share some of the lessons that I had learned from my father and to pay them forward. My father had died suddenly 4 years prior to me looking into the Mary Kay opportunity. He died in my sophomore year of college, and I'm number 7 of 8 children. I watched my mom go from being a wife, a homemaker, to a business owner, a sole decision maker, a proprietor on the main street in our small town in southern Minnesota in a matter of minutes the day he died. And I saw something that reminded me of the day JFK had died and how Jackie became an immediate role model for my mom. That was 1963. I was 3. And that is the year that Mary Kay Cosmetics, Inc. was born. I didn't know at the time what a gift it would be for me to offer my mom's Mary Kay Ash's autobiography 4 years later. Based on Mary Kay's experiences and what she did as a single parent, I watched my mom's confidence grow in decision-making for our family, the main street in our town, the city council, and other organizations that she became involved in. We were both now business owners, entrepreneurs in our own right. She, a brick and mortar, and me, well, I had no territories. Puerto Rico, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and anywhere the U.S. flag flies. However, we grew together in our adventures. And so for me, the Mary Kay opportunity has been the best personal growth course that I've ever been paid to take. I've done this business single, mingled, and married. Freedom, flexibility, fun, and friendships galore, not to mention the tax deductions. On January 13th, tomorrow, I will be celebrating my 37th anniversary of being a part of Mary Kay, and I truly shudder to think where I'd be if I had not taken a chance on me. So, you want to come along?
One woman achieved greatness on her own terms. Purpose and poise, grit and grace, stone-cold determination, balanced by legendary warmth and charm. Mary Kay Ash had an unwavering ability to remain dedicated to her goals while bringing others with her along the way. Taught the power of positivity by her mother at an early age, Mary Kay Ash shared her confidence by telling herself and others, "You can do it." She believed that if you could imagine a goal, you could achieve it. And as she often said, the only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is extraordinary determination. She used a 6 most important things list to drive her focus and formed her own 5 o'clock club to accomplish more in a day by getting up earlier. One of her favorite inspirational stories was about the bumblebee. Although aerodynamically speaking, it shouldn't be able to fly, the bee soars anyway. This symbol of unequal determination became one of Mary Kay Ash's legendary symbols of achievement. And it still motivates women today to soar.
So, perhaps you've been praying for what the Mary Kay opportunity has to offer. It's amazing sometimes how tenaciously we cling to that which we pray to be released from. Looking for a side hustle, plan B, options, courage. You have seen that one woman change things for the better, thinking like a woman is an asset, as is taking a seat at the business table. Courage has genius, magic, and power. Mary Kay herself was a divorced single mom of 3, widowed, all before she began her business. I'm a betting person, and I'm betting that she was scared to death, taking her life savings, wagering it on a dream-filled opportunity, and yet knowing that success and ethics coexist along with her philosophies put her ahead of her time, all of the time. Integrity, she was true to character. The golden rule, Mary Kay always took the moral high road and never compromised her principles. She always chose character over comfort. Knowing that hope, the code word for tonight, freedom, flexibility, guidance may be in your future, we invite you to be a part of our team and see yourself soaring to new heights. Let me show you what that might look like for you. You see, you have options that work for everybody in different ways. You have 3 different ways. The first one that you see is called an eStart. The eStart allows you to start for 1 year with your own personal website and also a place to process your credit cards. The second one is our full starter kit. That is a full starter kit with full retail size products with the value of over $400, plus the $30 eStart, which again gives you your website for a year, as well as a place to process your credit cards. What's been added is an additional sample pack that you can add on to either the $30 eStart or the full starter e-kit. So you can do the 75, the eStart and the sample pack, or you could do the 175 for the full starter kit and the sample pack. So,
Do you want to come along?